Hello, my data science friends. How have you been doing? I'm Divyansh Agrawal and you're watching Tech University. Today I'm going to talk about yet another data science course. This one is really interesting, so watch the video till the end. And before I start, I really want to apologize for the delay that I have made for uploading the last video. And you must have also seen the shorts that are coming up on your suggestions because this was something I made to have some fun. I don't want you guys to be just bored of the all of the information that I pass to you. We want to have fun. We are humans, guys. We need to have fun. So you will continue to see these kind of things. So just don't get it to the heart right away. Okay, so let's start today's video. This video is all about the University of Ottawa's Master of Digital Transformation and Innovation with concentration in Applied Data Science. So that's really the long name, isn't it? But I will be unlocking all of it in this video. I will be telling you about the program requirements, course curriculum, admission requirements, fees, scholarship options if there are any. So watch the video till the end to know everything about this course. And please do share this video with your friends who are looking for data science courses. Now, if we talk about this University of Ottawa, we are walking straight into the heart of Canada's capital, Ottawa. Ottawa is a very vibrant city, and this university is situated a few steps away from the Parliament Hill. So you're gonna get a very serene environment. You've got a world rank of 230. Student to faculty ratio is okay, 22 is to 1, but all right, this is good. I mean, and scholarships, there are a lot of scholarships. I'll be telling you about there are a lot of options for your funding the degree. And there are already close to 9,000 international students. And if you talk about the subject rankings, you have got a subject ranking of 200 to 250 rank band in computer science and information system. But that's not it. This particular course is offered by four different departments, not one, not two, but four different departments. Now, if we talk about this course, this long named course, this is also available in full time and part time. Both the options are there. Language of instruction is English, and you have to complete this course within 2 years of the full-time study. And look at the departments that I was talking about, four different departments: School of Management, Faculty of Arts, Faculty of Engineering, and School of Electrical and Computer Science. If we talk about the highlights of this particular program, since this course is offered by four different departments, you're going to get a taste of all the departments altogether. And this program has been created specifically so that you are able to communicate and integrate multidisciplinary expertise in the data. So as a data scientist, you're expected to work on lots of data, be it from medical, be it from automobile, be it from IT sector, whatever data you are coming in, you are expected to have insights out of it. And you will be able to lead, design, and create data-driven transformation. So these days, data-driven applications transformation is the most important thing right now going on. So you will be able to do that after this course. You will be having the ability, you will be having the skills to cleaning the data analytics, machine learning. Will have the ability to assess, test, and research innovation in data science. So there is a little bit of taste of research as well in this one, but this course is certainly not the research one. This is a project-based course. I will be talking more about it as we move forward into the video. Now, if we talk about the eligibility criteria, the admission requirements, you need to have a bachelor's degree with specialization in a relevant discipline with minimum average of 75%. And you have completed a course in statistics, a course in MIS or computing. So that is generally happens in most of the courses. And two advanced courses you have to complete in one of the three disciplines. So if you have completed psychology or some course like that, maybe pertaining to arts and humanities, you're gonna get into this. So you have to have two advanced courses in this field. If you have pursued BBA, maybe so that would be the management side. And if you have pursued BTech or BSc Computing Science, you will be landing into this category. As for the language requirements, this is more or less the same like other universities. Either you are a student in a university where the primary language of instruction is English, or you are in a country where English is the primary language. If you don't fall into any of these categories, then you might need to provide the language proficiency test scores. That is either TOEFL or IELTS. So in TOEFL, you need to have a minimum score of 100 in IBT. I haven't really seen many universities asking for that kind of a score out of 120 in TOEFL, IBT. And IELTS is also really good score they're asking for. They are asking for 7. And there is another test that I haven't heard of. so far that is called CAN test. You need to have a minimum score of 14 on that. The test course should not be more than 2 years old. And co-op option is also there in this particular course, so you can go for the co-op option as well, but that is after you get selected into this particular course, so I'll not get into it. If we talk about the admission equivalencies, more specifically for India, I have selected the India from the drop-down menu to save some time. As you can see, we are going for this master's course. So either you have a bachelor's degree of 3 years and a master's, you are eligible. If you have a 4-year bachelor's, then you are eligible. If you have a postgraduate diploma, so whatever bachelor you have done, if you have got a diploma, you are eligible for this particular course. And the minimum grade requirements are really unique. So this course is full of uniqueness and surprises. You will see some more coming along your way. So here, 61% is the minimum criteria if the passing grade is 35%. 64% is the requirement if the passing grade is 40%. 70% is the criteria if the passing grade is 50%. So that's really unique. I don't know. I haven't seen anything like that before. So if we talk about the specific requirements for this particular course, the application deadlines doesn't really matter here because I'm making the video way ahead of time. So for the fall category, the international student deadline is 31st of January for this particular year. So you can expect more or less the same deadline for the next year as well. For winter, 30th April, and they don't offer this in summer. The average duration is 6 terms. You have to complete it in 6 terms. The application fees for this particular course is 110 Canadian dollars. And if we convert it into INR, it converts to 6350 INR as of the current rate. You need 2 recommendation letters, and they haven't written that they want a professional or maybe from your professor, so you can provide any of the recommendation letters. You need the transcripts, original transcripts from your university previous studies. Proof of proficiency in English language is also required if you doesn't fit into one of the categories that I explained earlier. And apart from that, you need a resume. I am really amazed to see that they haven't asked for any statement of purpose, but I suggest you guys, if you are watching this and you're going to go for this course, I suggest you guys to create an SOP, have it by your side and keep it ready. But you can put it up when you are applying and the portal asks for any other relevant document you want to share with us. If we talk about the courses that are in this particular degree program, you have to complete 3 compulsory courses that are data science applications, fundamentals for applied data science, and research workshop in digital transformation and innovation. So these are the 3 compulsory courses, and 3 course units you have to complete from these 3 courses: communication ethics, ethics for design, AI and robotics, ethics, values, and information dilemma. So these 3 courses, each of them are 3 units, and you have to select any one from it. Apart from that, you have to complete 6 units from the list of applied data science courses, 4.5 optional units from the list of foundation courses, and 3 units from the list of applied data science foundation or optional courses. So can you look at the flexibility that they're providing you to get your curriculum to suit your needs? The course is really, really flexible. It is full of surprises, as I told you. And apart from that, you have to complete 6 units from the industry internship project and the research project. So this is the bucket of applied data science courses. You have to complete 6 units from this course bucket. You can choose any of the courses summing up to 6 units, and 4.5 units you have to complete from the foundation courses. And finally, you have to complete 3 units which can span across these 3 buckets: applied data science, foundation courses, and optional courses. You have to complete 3 units from these, and there are a lot of courses. Look at that. I'm just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and it isn't getting over. So there are a lot of courses for you to choose from. So you can go look it out. Link into the video description. If we talk about how to apply, so you have to decide a program that's already decided. If you have come so far, I believe you are already eligible. Gather the required documents as I told you. Whatever documents I have told you, you have to still gather that. And any letter of recommendations, you contact your professors right away that I want a particular letter of recommendation for a particular university. Please get me that letter of recommendation. And language proficiency requirements: if you lie into one of these 2 categories, you're most welcome to apply right away. Don't need to give IELTS or TOEFL. But if you aren't, you need to give the TOEFL or IELTS right away. So be prepared for that, and upload your documents finally on the portal and select a thesis supervisor. This is not applicable for you guys because this course is not thesis based. This particular course is project based, so you don't need to select a thesis supervisor. Now, as for the fees, they have given a very dynamic fee calculator page as well. So in this, I have selected the options that were relevant to this particular program to save some time. So the latest year I have chosen, and I will be acting as a regular student, full-time student, and I act as an international student at this particular university. I am going for a particular master's course, and in which discipline it is digital transformation and innovation. For which term you want your fees to be displayed? All three terms. I'd want the total approximate amount of what I'm going to spend on this course. So this turns out to be 28,265 Canadian dollars, and if you convert it into Indian rupees, it turns out to be 16,32,400 Indian rupees as of the current rate. And this is way, way, way cheaper than most of the Canadian universities that are offering master's courses. So you can definitely look out for this course. And this fees includes all the tuition fees, all the UPass fees. UPass is nothing but your university pass, which acts as your bus ticket. So you need to move into Canada anywhere using the transport, public transport. You can use that UPass. You have some student services. There are some group health insurance plans available, university health insurance plans available, graduate student association, incidental fees, lots of fees included, but altogether it boils down to 28,265 Canadian dollars. Now, if you still feel that this is burdening you, so there are scholarship options available for you as well. So differential tuition fee exemption is something for the people who are going to study there in French language. If you guys are watching this video from any part of the world where the French domination is there, so you guys can go into that and you will be exempted some fees. And this is another special merit scholarship. As for this particular scholarship, you don't have to apply separately. There are some external awards in the form of Ontario Graduate Scholarships. I have told that in the video, in the previous video. You can find this link on the top in the recommendation. And there is another MITAX Global Link Fellowship available. So MITAX is an external organization which provides fellowships to students, postdocs, and even professors. So if you are looking for another financial support, so there are TAs and RAs available like most of the universities. Now there is another interesting thing that I was particularly interested in. This is called the work study program. Now, what is this WSP? So, this is a chance for you to work part-time on the campus while you are still studying. This is where this WSP fits in. You can find that part-time job in the university. You don't need to go anywhere. So, as for the application periods, they have different deadlines for every term. So, it totally depends on you on which term you want to work. So, suppose if you just want to work in the fall term, you can just apply for the fall term. If you want to apply for the summer term, you can just go on for that. Similarly for the winter term. And there are some jobs available on campus like student ambassador, student mentor, research assistant. There are lots of them available in the campus. As for the eligibility, all you have to do is you need to demonstrate your financial need. And I believe most of the international students can put their point that they want to cover their living cost as an international student. So this is the one of the strongest point for the people to demonstrate their financial need. And you have to maintain satisfactory academic standing. So you just can't afford to fail your courses. You need to have satisfactory academic standing, and you have already paid your tuition fees to the University of Ottawa, so you don't have any backlog of the fees. And there are some specific criteria as well for the terms. So you need to be enrolled in 9 units of courses as an undergraduate or graduate student for fall or winter term. And for spring summer term, in which you can work full time, you have to be enrolled in 9 units of courses as an undergraduate or graduate in the preceding winter term, and you will be returning to University of Ottawa in the fall term. So it's not like it's the last year for you, and this is the last summer you're going to spend on the University of Ottawa's campus. If you will be returning back for the fall term, that is for the September term, you will be eligible for this full-time position as well. And for the application process, all you have to do is to log into the work study navigator. So once you get into this course, once you are selected, once you are into the University of Ottawa, you will be getting this work study navigator portal. You have to complete the financial questionnaire, which will be asking you questions on like why you need this financial aid, why are you fit for this particular job role, etc., etc. Search for the work study postings. There will be a lot of them, so you can go apply to any one of them you like and finally sign the employment contract with your new employer. As for the amount that you will be getting out of it, so if you work part time, you will be earning at around 3,000 Canadian dollars per month. And if you work for full time in the summer term, you can earn as much as 6,000 Canadian dollars. So that's a lot of money. So this was all about this particular course from the University of Ottawa, a really long name course, and I really liked it, full of surprises and unexpectations. So if you like this course and this video, please subscribe the channel, like this video, share it with your friends who are looking for data science courses around the world. I'll be coming up with another data science course in another video. Till then, au revoir.